Hello everybody and welcome back to our 4th Age Rhovanion campaign, and we are picking up here right where we left off at the end of the last episode. We're bringing our forces down towards Breg Estelad. We've got quite a few coming in from the capital, or the old capital of Rhovanos. We've got a lot of other odds and ends, mostly cavalry. We do have some swordsmen coming down. We have a general who is going to help augment the forces around here, and I did realize that since we're looking good in terms of public order in Nereg Zagil, we don't need all of these guys who are formerly in the garrison. So a couple more units of spearmen and our first interesting unit from Nereg Zagil, the Hillman Axe Levies, which can only be trained from here or other dwarven lands. So that may be something we get later on in the campaign if we take over Erebor or the Iron Hills. Potentially, that's certainly a long way off. But we'll see how these guys do. We're training some more in Nereg Zagil at the moment, and we may just kind of keep cranking them out for a little while. We've got plenty of population to do that. And then once these guys get down here, we will group them up with the garrison at Breg Estelad and move them into the east to take Erebos, to take out this army, and to potentially deal with the other armies that are around here. And hopefully, this is a bit of a foot race. Hopefully, they will get here before we lose Raycoast, because Bane of Rhovanos took this twice, if you recall, and or he walked into it the second time. It was completely undefended, but he's got it now. We're going to try to hold it. So that's the plan. We'll see what the AI does. Okay, nothing. Well, they're moving this army up. I'm not sure if they're going to try to get this settlement back from North Rhun, who seems to be holding it just fine, which is great. Maybe they're just going to move it to defend Tham. Either way, that's fine. It's giving us time to get our men together. All right, Breg Estelad provincial pacification is finished, and here we can go with our homeland dominion. That'll bring up the population growth, so it won't be so... well, now it's in the negative, and so that should bring it up into the positive range, which is good. We've actually got enough population here right now to start recruiting once we get that in place. And this is a homeland for us, which means that we're going to be able to train March Wardens here if we want to. Yeah, as you can see, Rhovanion March Wardens. So I'm not sure that we will go the military route, but maybe it's got the right type of resources here. These are what have we got? Livestock, and we've got wild game. Both of these will allow you to build the industry building, the tanneries and wool makers at the second tier, allowing us to get some armor upgrades. Now, I'm also seeing this. This is the first time I've seen any remotely threatening moves from Rhovanion, and so that's something we're going to have to consider. I'm going to retrain these mercenary riders. We're making good some of the losses, because as we marched these guys off, they were part of this garrison, and we had, you know, all these 5 units in Rhovanos. We're going to retrain to replace them. So let's bring them down here. But yeah, if an AI faction is standing armies on your border, that is a kind of a test. That is a move of aggression, at least in my experience and what I've heard from other players. Wombat, if you have seen his videos, he's got some series where he goes into great depth about the mechanics of the game in various, in this mod in particular, in various different aspects. And he also did this excellent diplomacy guide in which he talks about how you can use the system to make money, to try to keep allies, and so on. And one of the things he mentions is that you want to address these little things, these tiny armies that move up onto your border. You want to match the move, and so I'm considering that right now. I don't know exactly what this is. It is 2 units. I'll take a couple of units of cav down and just move them there just to say, hi, we know you're here. We're not going to be such a pushover. And that may, the idea behind it is that it may make them move off and rethink an assault if they were going to try one. All right, I think I'll get all these guys together. And I may keep a unit of cav out just as a kind of scout Yeah, let's have a couple of scout cav. We'll move them onto their territory. And this will potentially draw them back towards us, which is what I want. So they'll be within reach of this larger army. Now we do have another unit of Hillman Axe levies. I'll bring them down. Ah, see, we get some unrest here. Looks like the spy may be back. Let's train up another unit. We're bringing this scout of ours down here. And he is sneaky, so that gives him 2 points of subterfuge. Once he gets... actually, he's already got 1 anyway. Sneaky just gives him an extra 1. But once he gets into Nerigzagil, we leave him there for several turns. He's going to pick up a network established trait, which is going to make him even better. So hopefully between that, we'll be able to root out the spy here. This may be a Dwarven scout. It may be an Elven scout. Who knows? But it might be one that we're not going to be able to root out so easily. All right. What else do we want here? I think I'm going to go with just a garrison unit for now, and we'll kind of hold off on training out of Yathan Raw. I did train a unit in Arab Gobel, and that is a Rhovanion scout. We'll move them up. And I trained some more guys in Burn. But what we're going to do right now is fight this little tiny battle, which is going to be, yeah, just a single unit of Barding Militia. And this is going to push them off of our territory, because they've been besieging us here for a couple of turns. Alright, so our watch levies here, since this is just infantry, we'll put them up so they don't have to do so much marching uphill. And our reinforcements are off there, so we'll just speed this up while they both get into place. So it was interesting to see that this army besieged us here. This is an army that is coming out of the fort right on the river Karnan, the single crossing there. And that's a strategic point that I have left unconquered on purpose, because I don't want to invite North Rhun to betray me. So I'm just letting Dale kind of man the border there. It's just a fort. It's not going to be terribly important in terms of income, although it does give you some decent trade. It is a settlement. So at some point, you know, we will want to take it. But that's going to be after we're at war with North Rhun anyway, and we're ready to push on into the east. For now, I'm happy to let Dale hold on. They're going to send out these dribs and drabs of levies. I think all they can train out of that fort is going to be this Barding Militia type stuff, which is their tier 1, their most basic spearmen. I think they do have a unit of Hearthmen over there, and I think they have or had a family member as well, maybe even the faction leader. So we do have to keep that in mind, that, you know, at some point we could see not just a single unit of low tier stuff, but we might see a couple units of higher tier stuff sent at a city with, like, you know, a single unit of spearmen as a garrison. So we could lose a city unexpectedly. So because of that, it may be worthwhile to get an emissary over there just to keep an eye on things. And also to keep a few units around, just so we can do this type of stuff. Just moving them to kind of intercept. So they're winning. We're attacking uphill, but I'm hoping to hit the general, because he's going to be down on this side. Don't see him yet. Okay, there we go. Oh, he's actually way over here on this end. Okay, that ought to be that. Now, I don't think we're going to catch them. I guess we're catching some of them. So there they go, routing off the field. We've saved Yodor, I think is the name of this settlement. Now, I'm not going to beef up these garrisons too much because it seems to be that the AI will send forces that match what you have in the city. So if I get more troops in here, they're just going to send more troops next time. Wow, look at that. Public order. Yeah. Okay, 55. Odd. So sometimes just changing the tax rate back and forth will reset something. So I guess we have a spy. Yeah, 80% unrest. I think that's not normal. Yeah, there's 40. I think 40 is about what you can usually expect. Just kind of the default. So we'll go ahead and put you in. That brings us to 70. So let's, yeah, we're getting control posts there. We had some unrest there from the previous turn. I think they're probably either Dale or the Dwarves is sending a spy in. So let's go with some... let's bring these guys up. 90 men. Yeah, that's not going to hurt our public order. Just as some backup for public order in case we really need it. Okay, here we go. Could go for hosting halls here. We don't have the money exactly to do this turn without going into debt a little bit. But, yeah, see, they're growing their army over here. So I think it might be good to do that, actually. That's going to get us our retainer longbowmen, but it's going to get us also a couple of other units because we're going to need to get the tier 3 military building here if we want to get any cavalry at all. This will get us axemen, hunters, and scouts, as well as the longbowmen. So I think it's worth it, actually. It's going to cost a bit of money, 6 seasons, but yeah, I think ultimately it's what we want to do. And we'll just have to keep an eye on that. If this army moves, we've got to, assemble forces and see what we feel like doing. Let's, in the meantime, go with another unit of Barding Watch levies here. And out of Burn, let's go with some Rhovanion Foresters, just so we can have something up around the north. Arab Gobel, we've drained the population again. We let it build up for a while, and now it's back down to 0 because we were training scouts out of there. Okay, otherwise, I think we're ready to move on. Okay, so nothing much coming from over here. I am going to send this scout down south. Okay, there's a very tiny force. One of the nobles that was around Tham earlier. Now I want to find the settlement. Okay, here it is, Adele. Not much inside here and not much adjacent to it. And we'll go just a little bit further. Who owns this? It might be Rhun. It's really hard to see here. But looking at the color of the borders, it may well be that Rhun has taken this rebel settlement. I want to get close enough to be sure. If so, that'll make them a little more resilient. Alright, and this scout is going to check out the settlement right here. Arundel. Okay. So Dunland still has it. They want alliance trade rights and map info. Actually, they're giving us map info. Since they want it, I will hold off. I think we're going to do this soon, though. Alright. The elves are strong-arming us. They want 190 Mirian, or they're going to attack. I don't think they will. I mean, the way the elves and the dwarves work most of the time is when they are AI factions, they behave kind of like the Senate in vanilla Rome Total War. That is, they pretty much defend their own territories, but they can move outside of those territories to help their allies if they're being threatened by an enemy outside. So I don't think that the elves are really going to attack us. Now, we do share some borders with them, but I don't feel like spending the money, so let's just see what they do. Dunabar wants trade. Well, we can't trade with them. We don't share a border, so I'm not going to do that. They're also at war with Rohan and the Reunited Kingdom, and I want to keep peace going on the west for now. I don't want to upset my neighbors by choosing allies that they don't like. Okay, so we've got a lot happening right here. Let's see what Dunland has. You know, not a lot in terms of high-tech units or even numbers. But the Reunited Kingdom has not managed to break free either, and they've got a lot of like militia. And so I think what's happening is, okay, here's some better stuff. Some Mariners, some Dol Amroth men-at-arms, some nice units, even some just regular men-at-arms. So I think what's happening is Dunland probably took this from the Reunited Kingdom a little while ago, or maybe the Reunited Kingdom attempted and failed to take that from Dunland. So I think the Reunited Kingdom is suffering from its inability to make a lot of progress against the Dunabar. They've taken Minas Ithil, but that's under siege. They don't even own Anorian. Rohan does. So they've not been able to make great gains. And I don't know how the war is shaped up in the north, but it would be interesting to see. All right, Nerig's military policy is done. Okay, we're making 8,000, so let's go for our hosting halls here, which is going to be, for once and all, our mountain guards. I can't wait for these guys to get into the field. Let's do it. All right, here we've got a half stack. We've got mercenaries back, so I'm definitely going to recruit them. I'm first going to move, though, with this army, because otherwise you can run into a situation where they don't use... like if I were to recruit the mercenaries right now, that would actually hurt the movement points for the whole army. So I'm going to move as much as I can first. Let's get the scout over here. Notice how public order looks a lot better too. Let's see, unrest, we're back down to 40. So I think we got a spy moving in and out. Let's go ahead and move these guys down. Tell you what, we have a site of a famous battle here from 5 years ago, Bane of Rhovanost, who's now over in the east. So this will be a good place to muster all of our men. Let's take a look at what this army actually consists of. We've got 2 of the Hillmen Axe Levies. We've got 2 Spearmen. We've got 1 Axeman unit and 3 Archers. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Rhovanion Scouts. Okay. Let's go for the March Wardens as well. We've got room for 4 more men. How many scouts did we have? 1, 2, 3, and then a merc unit. Well, we're bringing these guys along kind of as backup. All right, and that Rhovanion army moved off too, which is good. So now I'll move off. Very nice. Okay. Back to deciding what I want in the army. We've got 4 more units. Let's go with the Rhovanion Foresters. And let's see, who else do we want to bring? I guess we could go for another couple of scout units. Let's see. We can merge you. And we'll do that. Now we've got a full stack. We do have some units that we can retrain. I think I will do that, including these bowman mercenaries. We'll just bring these guys all back over here. And this is, you know, not a great garrison, but I think we'll be okay here. Do I want a watchtower? Let's go ahead and build a watchtower. And let's move our scouts around. See what's coming, if anything. Where's that big Rhun army? I'm not seeing it over here. I don't know that they just would have moved right back into Tham. Okay. Let's see. We are a little closer. Yeah, so Rhun did take East Mordor, which is this region. Let's get eyes on the settlement. Yep, Amryn Magor. Okay. They don't have a lot down here, but the fact that they own it at all does mean that they've got a bit more depth of defense available to them, which is a little annoying. I'll bring this scout down here. I don't know where that bigger army went. It could be in the woods. But I'm not seeing them. So I think what I'll do is we'll move the scouts along. Keep these guys together. It'll keep these guys coming as reinforcements. And I think that's good for now in terms of training stuff to send into the east. Yeah, so the plan is we'll hit Erebos with this army. And we've got some reinforcements coming that'll help to garrison it. And then we'll see if we can call them towards us. I think we should be presenting enough of an obvious threat to them that they may hopefully turn around. Let's see if there's any mercs available yet. Nope, not at the moment. Okay, now we're losing a bit of cash. In terms of public order, 65 is not great, but we do have 90 men coming, and that'll change that. Okay. All right, I think I'll keep the cav up there as well. And keeping an eye on Dale, no change there. And so I think we're at a point where we're going to stop doing any building or training and pass the turn. But I think we have the momentum now. All right, a suitable husband. I'm going to go ahead and disagree, Arndis. He's inept at governing and commanding. He's mature, which is not so bad, but he's not youthful, which means he won't be around for very long. Now, I could get him if I really needed like another heavy cav unit or just another general somewhere in the field, but I think we can hold out for a bit better. So we'll wait for that. Ah, see, we did get a coming of age. I'm glad we waited. And this guy's much better. He's come of age in our capital, Yathan Ra, a competent governor and a competent commander. A wilderman. He does have all of the wilderman traits, extra command when commanding cav, extra movement points, and a bit of a penalty to income tax collection. But I think I will send him out in the field along with the army that's moving towards Rhun. He's not a good fighter, though. He's lazy, which is going to be bad for hit points and movement points and so on. He's also a careless fighter, so he's going to be probably a slightly better governor because he's intelligent. So we'll maybe put him in charge of someplace like Tham eventually. I think that's going to be the best move. Yeah, we've already got a family member over here. So yeah, let's do that. All right, let's bring all the cav. These guys are all infantry backup. Okay, here we've got a little... This is the air. Well, that's great. Let's take him out. Let's put Erebos under siege. Oh, there's mercenaries available here too. He's going to stick around and fight. I think we can take this guy out with just 3 scouts. So that's why I think it is useful to have these little tiny armies of light cav, just because they can kind of just move around quickly, get the AI to do stuff, to try to defend places. And they allow you to just have a bit more strategic mobility. This is a big unit, and so this may be harder than I thought. All right, they're losing heavily. We are charging, but these are none of them are good charges here, I would say. Okay, but I think we get it now. Yeah. If this guy had really good traits, maybe. But that's the end of that. Nice view of the Nerigzagil Mountains to the north here. Beautiful. All right, we only lost 10 or 11 men. Took out the air. And now we still have some moving we can do with this army as well.
Yes, Captain.
I can't quite hit this guy, I don't think. But I would like to. In any case, let's move the scouts around again just to see where we're at. I think they're kind of on the ropes at this point. Okay, Raycoast is looking unhappy. 65%. And we got 5 turns to go. Let's check again. Mercenaries. But notice... Okay, now we're up to 70. Okay, good. So sometimes it's worth doing that. I don't know what it is. But the place was happier with him outside than with him in it.
Yes, Master.
Alright, let's go up here. Just not seeing that larger army. Now, it could be that they broke it up into these different chunks. Like, this might be part of it. They might have moved the army back into Tham or something. All right, Rhovanost has its merchants square, which means we can now get a spy or a scout in here, and I think I will train one. And then we can start sending some to the west. Oh, what was that? Was most advanced kingdom? Very nice. Okay, yeah, let's keep you back up at Rhovanost. And you guys are coming back to be retrained. And everybody else here, we are just bringing along as mercenaries. Or garrison types, reinforcements. So we'll keep them together. Feeling quite good about this. Only 3 more seasons and we'll have that Homeland Dominion done. That'll actually help with the public order over here too. So maybe I should be a little... Maybe I shouldn't grab Erebos just yet because of that public order problem. That's only going to... Oh, here it is. Did I just completely miss that when I moved my spy around? You must have been screaming at your screens. Okay, so there's the big army. They're just trespassing on North Rhun territory. I don't think they're at war, though. Yeah, North Rhun is still just fighting with Rhovanion. And kind of doing a bad job of it. Okay. So, nothing we need to build up here. Eodor's looking fine for now. I think I want to build in Rhovanost. And it might be major province time. If we do crop rotation, that gets us another couple hundred. Yeah, let's do that. I'm always hesitant to do the last big chunk, the major province. And so here's why. When I'm dealing with a minor faction like Rhovanion that doesn't get a lot of building options, if you get this last tier, look what you get. You get walls. You get your second tier of your industry buildings. And that's literally all. So you would get better walls. I mean, granted, these are nice walls, timber walls. They can't be battered down with rams. You can't get ladders to them or siege towers. It's like you only go through the gates with rams. So that's that's a nice feature. These walls can be rammed down. So it is an upgrade. The real prize, though, the real reason to go for your major province when you're playing as a minor faction is to get this second tier of your industry buildings. And so that's great if I want an armor upgrade, which I do. But I just don't know that it's really necessary just yet. So I'm going to just be focusing on economy for a little while longer, and we'll go from there. So let's end the turn, see what the AI is going to do. I expect we're going to get attacked. Oh, we are. We're getting attacked right outside. Right outside Erebos. Interesting. So they're attacking this army, which is quite good. You know, I think maybe we can fight this. I think we got the time. Let's do it. This should be a fairly short one. I'm not totally sure of the outcome. Let's just do a quick save here. And we'll jump in. They've got a couple of axemen. They have a skirmisher's unit. And so I think I can be careful with my cavalry. and make a victory work here. So I'm glad they didn't attack my besieging army, simply because that would be, well, that'd be a little annoying if the game crashed afterwards. What I want to do is assault, not because I want to assault, but because I want to avoid a potential crash. And again, don't be scared off by my paranoia about crashes from trying the mod. This is something that I experience in vanilla Rome Total War. So it's just, if I'm besieging a settlement, I get attacked by an outside army. Sometimes it crashes. So I'd rather not have it happen while I'm recording. So this is a better scenario here. I get rid of the field armies. There's a city over there. They're trying to break the siege. So we've got a great hill. This is wonderful terrain. I think we can even afford to maybe stretch out our lines a bit for the maximum impact of those cav. I think our first target's going to be just these first axemen who come up the hill at us. We'll hit him with both units, and then we'll pull out and try again. Beautiful lighting in this mod, too. I may have said this before, but I just love the skies. Very cool. All right, so they just did a little war cry. See how this charge works. We've got lances lowered. That was a good charge, I think. They're down to less than half. Here come the skirmishers, and we want to pull out, I think. Oh, yeah. That was fantastic. All right, who's coming next? It looks like we're going to see skirmishers plus axemen. So I don't want those skirmishers to get close enough to hit, but I think we'll have to suffer some of their javelins here. We can make a great impact on the axemen without losing our general. Yeah, they're down to 30, 29, 28. We've got one unit still counting as charging. And they're down to 15, 14, 13. Okay, everyone's in melee now, which means we're not doing so hot. Down to 11, 9, they're wavering. If we could just get them to rout. Alright, they're throwing javelins again. That's hitting their own men, too. They're shaking. Alright, I'm going to get out before they do another throw. Okay, they routed. Great. Pull back. And we will hit the skirmishers. I don't care about the enemy general here. Oh, shoot. We got some guys stuck on the corpses. That is not good. All right. Let's charge in. Still got 27 axemen here. All right, 63. Wavering. Got to break them. There they go. All right, still 27 axemen. All right, they're all done. Let's pull back. So yeah, if you notice, we had a couple of units stuck over here that were not responding. Sometimes you have units in this game, it's a vanilla thing, get caught on dead units. As you can see, I can still select these Axemen of Rhun 1, and that's this guy. But I'm able to attack them over here. It's like when you do a really successful charge, sometimes the game can't calculate that the unit is actually dead, or that the men are dead, and so you'll see your men standing among a pile of what appear to be corpses. Was that our general? Heroic death. I think we got this, though. Yep, there we go. So you'll see your men just fighting nothing, just like stabbing at corpses. And the solution is you just got to give them different move orders until they move out of there. Sometimes it takes a very long time and is very, very annoying indeed. But like you saw there, we just were able to get out of it pretty easily. So we lost a lot of men, but hey, we got rid of that army. We'll see if there's another Rhun army somewhere in the fog of war. No, there is not. Trade rights with Rohan, no thank you. All right, a suitable husband here. Arndis has chosen a little bit better this time. It's just a poor governor and a competent commander. He is a wilderman. He is intelligent, somewhat learned. So, okay, this is a guy I'm going to take. He's not super young. He's mature. He's a poor governor, but that's going to change. As he is intelligent, that's going to actually increase. So we'll have another potential governor here, and we've got this other guy. Did we get like someone else come of age all of a sudden? Let's see. We got a scout in Rhovanos. That's good. Great control posts in Yodor. Band of Rhovanos is attuned. I guess we had another coming of age, or where was this? Where were all these dudes? Oh, was it way up here? No? Okay, yes, here it was. Okay. So, yes, he's the expert governor, so he was up here already. This is the new guy. Poor governor, but competent commander. I'm kind of thinking maybe we could put him in Esgaroth for money-making purposes, but possibly a better option might be somewhere down around here. Yeah, let's move him down. We can use him to do some building along the way. He can build some watchtowers. He can recruit some mercenaries. Actually, let's do the recruiting up here. And we'll just keep him moving down. This actually gets us some eyes on Holt, which is very nice in case the Bjornings decide to make trouble. Just keep moving him down. And I think maybe I'll put him in Arab Gobel. This is a homeland province that, you know, it'd be nice to have a governor in case we do any more population reshuffling, shall we say. They would get some slaves that we capture. So I think that'll be good there. And yeah, we'll just keep moving the rest of these guys over towards the east. Let's get my scout back up here. I just want to make sure there's not another army somewhere to the south. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but I think we're good. Okay, so we'll bring you guys over. Now they're under the general, and pick up some mercenaries, and we got almost a half stack. Beautiful stuff. Okay, all of you, I think I want to keep you in the field, actually. Okay, and we do have a big army, and this is now led by a nobleman. I don't think it was before. And it's occurring to me that maybe I just grabbed the slingers out of the... Nope, we've got some slingers in this mercenary pool too. Beautiful. Okay. We're going to have to hold off in Raycoast, it looks like. But what we're going to do next turn, folks, is we're going to take Erebos. This is not a fight I'm going to show because it's literally just a commander inside of here. It's a unit of Chieftain's Guard. Super easy to deal with. I might even send these 3 small units of scouts to actually do the fighting, keep this army intact, leave a couple units, like maybe the spearmen, as a garrison, and then keep on trucking. We're going to have this built in 2 seasons, so public order is going to be the same eventually. And we should be in a great position to move towards Thames, which is what I'm going to do next. Hopefully, Bane of Rhovanos is going to be able to hold his position and against this army of Ulgans. They look about equal in numbers. There's a couple of spear units in here, if I remember. It looks like a couple of axemen and a couple of warband. I think we could do it. We got enough slingers. The city is a low wooden palisade type wall, but I think we would be okay. At any rate, that's the plan for the next one. This is a good point for us to stop, though. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you'll stick around for the next episode. Until then, take care.